Make a simple game in Unity. I am using Unity after like few days. I have not opened it for a long time, and so I went to the Unity like this hub, and I created a new project for 2D. Then I went to this thing here, file build settings, and I switched the platform from Mac, PC, Mac, and Linux standalone to Android, and now this is for the Android now, and now the it's in portrait mode. I think that's okay, but maybe we need to change it to this thing called landscape. So we come here, and this is changed to the landscape mode. This is the build area where we put the products and like make the game. This is the most important thing. Okay, so let's put a thing over here, kind of platform. So we go to this kind of plus thing, or we go to this where is this components, no, game objects. Everything that is a visible thing, that is a game object. Remember that. Now we need to put a platform, so we will use a cube. This is a 3D object, and we are making a 2D game, so we need to remove this box collider from here, and we need to add the box collider 2D. Guys, if you are a programmer, you have to write code quite often. I mean, if you are giving a gap of around say few days, I mean, if there is a month, and you will have like like forgot many things. So I am expanding it on the x-axis. X-axis is left hand to right hand, that is like going from this to this, left to right side, and the negative mean to the left side. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, it means it is on the other side of the positive axis. We want to make it short on the height, so maybe zero point 0.4. That looks fine. Now we have a problem, it's looking very kind of dull. We need to add some light, so go to game object again, and light, direction light. Now this is looking fine. Now we need to add an object to play on. So go back to the game objects and 2D objects, then a sprite. Now this is added, but it doesn't have a shape, or it, because here it says none. So we will click on this thing, and we will add this thing. Now it is looking very small. We need to change its scale, that is inside the transform, maybe 5 by 5 by 5. Fine. No, maybe 7 by 7 by 7. Oh, 7 7 7. Now this is done. Now we need to put this thing over here, maybe here, and we want to change this kind of blue background to something over else. So this is cameras, take green. No, that's kind of too bright. I think that's okay, kind of. Maybe no. How about this dark blue? Yeah, why not? Let's use some radical color. And this cube too needs color. Where is this cube? Let's call him player, Player. Guys, if you are learning Unity, initially things will be tough for you, because this thing looks strange. Just start playing with the simple things. And now this player needs some color, so come to this sprite render and pick up any color. Maybe this color. We need some kind of color that looks very visible. So pink on this blue looks very visible. Now this thing is here, this thing is here. Now this, if I play this game now, nothing will happen, because we have not given anything to the game. Now we want this to fall down. How will this fall down? We have to make it a real world object. Right now this is just a cube, just some pixels. So what we do, box collider, we want this to collide, but we have to add rigid body. Rigid body means we are making it a real world object, like a stone or something. Now if I play the game, this will fall down. Yes, it fell down, but it is not touching that exactly. Why? Because we need to edit the box collider. You see, this is not perfectly like this. If we want to zoom this area, just, I mean, I'm doing it with a zoom. And if you want to move, just hold the alt or option, and then with the left click you move. Now I want this to be much smaller. Now if I play, I will zoom it out back again. If I play it again, you can press command P or control P as well, instead of pressing this button again and again. Now this will touch that. That's happening now. Now we want to jump. Since this is a game for mobile phone, so we when we tap on the screen, this should jump. So how will that happen? We need to create a script for that. Right click on this area, and what does script will do? I mean, what the jump means here, jump means changing the y-axis. You see on here the y-axis changing when we will make it jump. Right now it is at 0. So how will that happen? We have to add a script to do that. And where will this speed change? This thing. And of what? Of a rigid body, this player and rigid body. Now we need to come back to the Unity editor and create a script. Call this player, and now we need to attach this. Not just creating will do the thing, we have to attach this as well. Now attached, things are done. No, we have to open it. Is it done yet? No, we have to write some code. Yes, I mean, this is but the work you have to do. Now what is a script? Script is a kind of file or a place where we do two things. Two things mean, one thing is data, the input, images, forces, speed, jump, bullet, characters, and all those things. That is input, and input happens over here. Here we give like maybe float speed. What is that? Speed. Maybe float speed. We want to give it some speed of maybe 2. Why are we using float? Because just writing speed, Unity will have no idea what the hell is this. I mean, this is the area where we put data. So what kind of data is this? What kind of input is this? So data has to be a type. So the type of this data, this is a variable. It's a float, float. Float. Now the Unity understand this is a number 1 2 3 1 4 5 6 minus 1 2 minus 4 5 minus 2.5 1.5. I mean, it can be anything. Go easy on this. Okay, and we are creating the variable over here, the data input. We could do that inside a function as well, but this is the area where we create the inputs. Sometimes we create things inside the functions as well when we do not have to use them quite often. So, and this is the area where we have the inputs, mean the data, and this is the area where the functionality happens, where things are processed. So these are the two parts of the things. Now what we need to do, we have created the speed, but we will put it up. And what else we need to access this property of the object. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. Let's create a function. I mean, instead of writing that thing inside the update function, I will create the function. I mean, do not hesitate to create the functions. It is not taking anything away from you. Just write void jump up, give it any name that you can imagine. A function is created. Now we want to jump. When we want to jump, when we touch the screen, how we touch the screen, and when. I mean, first we have to put a condition, if we touch the screen. And Unity understands that like input dot get button down, and we have to name that thing. It is all given by the Unity. I'm not making it up. We can write this thing over here, or we can just even ignore that, but we will write because you're a beginner and you need to know this thing. When we tap on the screen, we want to change its position, but that is like applying the force. Either we apply the force or we trans. I mean, I will first try this thing. Translate. I mean, these things are will come automatically. I mean, autocomplete, but I have not enabled that because I want to write everything in my head. Okay, now on the x-axis, left right, we do not want to do anything, so 0. On the y-axis, we want to give it maybe 2. On the z or z-axis, 0 again. Let's see if that work or not. Press Command P or Control P, or just click on this icon again, and now if you tap on the screen, this guy should jump. Why it's not jumping? I mean, you have to solve this problem now. Why? Because we created a function, we have not called it. If you are creating a function, you have to call it somewhere. So jump up is a function that we need to call. I mean, if it is a function that Unity has created, we do not have to call it we do not have to call that. And maybe sometimes that will be the case, but usually that doesn't have to be. So if I play now, you see it's happening now. I created the function outside. I mean, we want to keep things clean. We could just create the anywhere and we just call it here, and we could create another function for firing the bullet and all those. We just just have to call the function over here. Now we want this to behave differently. Okay, now instead of this thing, what we did here, we added 2 here. 2 is a number that computer understands, but we don't understand what does 2 mean. So we created a variable of speed. Speed means going from one point to other point, so it can be on x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So we will use this variable that we already have created over here, and now we do not have to like guess what does 2 mean. 2 means speed, and the speed, it can be anything, but we could change it to 1 as well. And if I come back to the editor, I play it again, and let's see, when I tap on the screen it will jump by some amount. You see that now we are going to do few more things. We are going to make it like when we tap it should jump like the Flappy Bird. So how we are going to do that? We need to create a variable of the type rigid body. It's a unity given thing, rigid body 2D, and we need to give it a name of maybe RBB. That sounds okay. Now we have created the variable of the type RBB. See, this variable has it of float, and it has a value of this thing. Does it have a value yet? No. We have to give it a value, and that we have to start it or initiate it, and we will do it inside the start function. We could do that a wake function as well. So we have a variable that we created, and now we need to give it a value. How? Get component, get component, then these things, then rigid bod by 2d, and then this thing. Now this is accessed. Where is this thing coming from? Is it some kind of magic happening? No, we have a player and we have this rigid body 2D component. We have a test in and we are just accessing it. What does it mean? Rigid body 2D found. There is some problem. Let's see. Rigid body rigid body 2D rigid body 2D rigid bod by 2D rigid body 2D. Let's call it private. I mean, it's by default private. Let's see if does it have a rigid body. It has. Then what does it mean? Spells are wrong. Yes, Unity is very smart. When you type something wrong, it says it's wrong. It doesn't correct itself. That's very bad. Now we have a variable and we have given it a value, and it, I mean, RBB is rigid body. Now we can do one thing inside this function. Instead of doing this transform.translate, we can do to this rigid body. When we tap, we want to add force on what axis? On up axis. So we write vector. That is another tough thing for you. Vector 3 dot up. Vector 3 dot up means 0 on x-axis, 1 on y-axis, and 0 on z-axis. That's it. I mean, that's short. Now we want to give it speed, the variable we created already. Now maybe make it 4. I mean, this will not work. We need a lot of force. Now play this again. We have not added the, we need to add this thing over here. Yes, this is needed in Unity. Now play it again. I think nothing will happen because the force is very small. Let's do one thing. Instead of making this speed, we are coming again and again to this file to change this. Let's make it public, and now this thing will be visible over here. Come to this file. Instead of 4, maybe make it 200. I mean, exceptionally large. Now I tap on the screen. You see, we are trying to preventing it from, I mean, it will happen on the phone as well. If you tap on the phone, this will try to jump as well up. Let's make it 300. Guys, what's happening? It's y value is changing when we are tapping by some amount, that is speed, and we are trying to prevent it from falling down. Let's create a condition when it like touches. Okay, why don't we create one more function? Should we create one more function now? We have a function already. When this object moves, beyond this point or this point, then it should reset. That I can create, but that will make the video very long. I just want to keep it short. Why don't we make it when it touches this ground, it should what should happen? Should reset the scene. Let's save this. This is the scene 1. I mean, here are the scenes, and this is the scene 1 0. Oh guy, that will be tough a bit for you, but let me USI using, we have to add few things. Unity engine dot scene scene management scene management. This is given by Unity. I'm not making it up. Might be the spells are wrong. Now when we touch, when we hit, when we are hit, then we should reset the scene. And scene means this thing is in the this area. So where we have to do this, we have to create one more script. Let's try that. I mean, I will try to create one more script, and we will attach that to the platform. And this guy, this cube, is the platform. We are going to call it platform platform. Oh, I don't think if I need to create this thing. Why don't we do this inside the plate script? Let's try that. Why not? And first of all, this player needs a tag. These are the tags given by the Unity. Now this platform 2 needs a tag. There is no platform tag. We are going to create that. Click on this plus icon, platform platform. Now this is created. Go back and save like this. Go to the code file. Unity has a function on collision enter 2D. Other means the player here. Let's call him player. We do not want to confuse you. I do not want to confuse you. If now we are again putting a condition, if the player is hit collider with the thing that has a tag of platform, then scene should reset. Then CENEMANAGER dot LOAD load SCEN load scene, put 0 over here. I think the spells will be wrong. Okay, am I doing it right? I mean, when let's see, let's play. If it is wrong, then we have to correct it. No problem. Now let's play the game and let's. It resets automatically. I mean, this is smart. I mean, I could just make the condition if it goes beyond that point, then we have to like if it if the value of the y-axis is above that point is crossed, then we reset again. It's that easy, guys. And we can start objects like we okay, why not? Let's create an obstacle that moves from, let's create a sphere, a circle, and we want to remove the sphere collider. We want to add the circle collider because this is a 2D game, guys. Okay, and now let's uh, we want to move him from left to right, so let's put him over here and we will move him. How we are going to create a script to move that? We have, okay, why not we create a new script, obsta silly obstacle, and come on, let's call him enemy, enemy enemy. Now we need to attach that script to him. I will drag. Oh my god, why it's not happening? And now it is attached. Well, now we need to open this. Now we want to move it by some speed, so we need to create a speed here. Guys, are you getting something? I mean, things are not that tough. Okay, you have to just start making. I mean, maybe make it 2.4 f. We have tried f means float. It is not a like a full number. Then what we need to, inside the update function, we could create a function as well. We just do it here. Let's do it here. trans transform dot trans lat translate. What we want to do, we want to change its x value from right to left, left to right. So what are we doing? We want to change its on x. What should be that? it should be what I'm doing, it will happen on every frame. That is obstacle speed on x-axis. Why don't we do that thing called vector 3 dot left and multiply it by the obstacle speed. I mean, that's a rather smart thing instead of doing that stupid thing. Now if this thing, if the run dr ns transform dot posit a position of x-axis is gone beyond maybe 14, then we need to reset again. We need to create this transform dot posi position, and this will be whole new position. That means vector 3 again. Now what on the x-axis? On x-axis positive 14 or 16, and y-axis just where it is, transform dot posit position dot y, and same with dot posit position dot z. All things okay. Now let's see if it doesn't work, then we will have to add time dot delta time over here. Come back to the Unity. Spells are wrong somewhere. Where are they? trans 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 fo trans. That's right. trns f1 trns f1 trns f1 trns. Then what's wrong? Let's, yeah, let's play now. Let's see if it work or not. It is working, guys. Obstacle is moving at some speed. We want to slow it down. We want to make it, I mean, if we want to make it like, if it is hit by that thing, then we should like okay, let's play and tap on the screen. Okay. I mean, this can be a fun game, okay guys, and you got the idea how things work. This is the simple game. You could just make it now and just play it, and you can make it an apk. Just go over here, file, build settings, then come over here, pick just any maze to make the icon of your game. You drag an image over here, and then you pick that from here, build, then take to that your phone, and that will ask you to install. Then you play it. A game is ready for you guys. And you have questions, I mean, you are a beginner, you obviously have questions. Do ask me, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.